It seems that you've been living two lives.
I'm Mark, he's Brian. Of course, we are back here with another Matrix series with Tom Althouse, the writer of The Immortals. Tom, welcome back.
Thanks a lot. Good to see you guys.
What a pleasure. Man, what a ride this has been already. Weird things are happening. What can I say? Our lives are just, things are flying off shelves, are they not, Tom? This is beautiful.
It's all unfolding. It's all laying out. It's like one of those pop-up books. You have those Christmas books that pop up and the scene takes shape. That's what's happening. It's just popping all together. Everything's just coming up.
That's a great analogy. We're getting fantastic feedback from our viewers, and only a few people are trickling in. We probably could be getting blocked a little bit, held back a little bit, but everybody, we have a Patreon link down below. Now you can see everything we say, everything we record, we put out, but we don't put it all here. We don't put it all on YouTube. We can't really do that. But let me tell you, it's riveting and it's seemingly endless. And this is something unfolding. And I hope you come on the ride with us, Tom. Thanks for being here again today. I hope you fans are enjoying the first two episodes. First one focused on Tom's personal information is it's in the beginning of the Matrix. It's on this piece of paper that Agent Smith unfolds in front of Mr. Anderson. And if you look closely at that, all of Tom's personal information is on that. He also has plenty of court documents in our second episode that's just fantastic. It shows the script that was written, how it's locked in place. You can't tamper with it. It has all the official seals and stamps and stuff on it. And there's just no denying this overwhelming evidence that shows that Tom was clearly denied credit for what he has produced. And what he produced was some of the best science fiction, so much so that the powers that be thought it would be a good idea to just go ahead and take it and use it for several projects, which we're going to get into today. Tom, I hope you don't mind if we talk about your script a little bit today, which was The Immortals. If you saw episode 2, it's still called The Immortals in the copyright form. You'll have to check that video out, but it wasn't even titled The Matrix. The original title stands. Is that not so to this day, Tom?
That's right. They took the letters Immortals. In fact, like in that wonderful second show you guys did, composed, you see that they take the Immortals letters, and there's this whole slew of 347 subtitles to choose under Immortals by Dean Laurentiis, who wanted to dine the Wachowskis. And they don't take any of them. And what's interesting is, it was just pointed out to me recently, in those documents you show in that second episode, it says 1 page entered, 1 page. So even for Assassins, it's only 1 page, not a script. So it's 1 page of subtitles. That's it. And so you have Dean Laurentiis who wanted to dine them, and the Wachowskis don't take any of those 247 titles. Why? Because they're so pissed at Warner Brothers that another writer was brought to finish Assassins, which Dean Laurentiis is on the name of that too with them.
There is no creator now. In fact, the creators are now some investment companies, some European companies.
Yes.
The whole thing has gotten so absurd.
In France, in International
France,
Society National. Yeah, it's just like, oh my God, 3 investment firms claim they wrote The Matrix. And Dean Laurentiis runs for the hills. Now, Dean Laurentiis, he's not that swift, obviously, because he puts his copyright on that and then leaves in July 1996. He takes it off. His company, Paradise Films, Dean Laurentiis Pictures. He takes all that off and gives it to investment firms. But Dean Laurentiis, hello, from Warner Brothers, you still have your name in the copyright trail with the subtitles. So you're not hiding. You're just going like this. You can't see me.
Oh, that's an excellent analogy. Yes. But you can't hide. I don't know what they were thinking at the time, but the ability to communicate has been enhanced to the point where I think we're going to be able to get our message out. So I thought there was some really key things in your script that were really undeniable. And in the intro to our, it's just so beautiful how they sit Mr. Anderson down, and they tell him, "You're not Neo anymore. You're nothing," and that's kind of what they did to you, Tom. Thomas A is what they actually called him, everybody. Tom Althouse, Tom Anderson, CEC. They're mocking Tom. They're trying to tell him back then there's nothing you can do, but there is something we can do now, because the digital trail has become very profound. They didn't think it was a big deal. I don't think De Laurentiis would have been involved if he known how you would be able to target data and target evidence in such an easy way. I don't think they are able to control their own beast, Tom. It's like they created this apparatus, this mechanism, if you will, to control everything, but it's got so many arms that it's actually, we are able to turn the beast, like Neo, sort of back on into itself, and what I was trying to get at was the original script and the first scene is probably the thing that made me open my eyes so big. Can you explain to us how your script goes and how it compares to the opening scene of the original first Matrix film?
Well, describe your version of the opening scene first. I'll correlate with it.
Well, what I wanted to say was the scene where they bring him into that room.
Oh, the interrogation one.
The interrogation scene. I
First
shouldn't
scene
say
they
the opening
shot.
scene of the movie.
Right.
Your first thing that you said was really what they were taking directly from your script. So
Right. When I pitched it, I said it was the first scene I wrote. It was the first scene I wrote.
Right.
And really,
That's how
a
I
lot
should
of
have
times
said it.
it's the kickoff scene. When you kick off a scene, when you're a writer that knows his worth, or Saul knows his business, you write what you're most passionate about first to fuel the rest of it. It allows you in your mind to go, oh, I got something down. I'm off and running out of the gate. So you do your best foot forward. You do your most exciting scene, flesh it out, and your characters come alive in that scene. So it was an interrogation scene. That was one closest to my heart. That's one they shot first. That's the one they put the graphic in. Interesting, the first graphic, where they say everything has a meaning and you'll never know what it really means.
So not only that, I would say directly stole the imagery of the operators, the guys who sit there and dial into the Matrix and control the Matrix. Can you tell us, how did you come up with that, and how did it like look in your mind and in the
You're gonna
original
love
script
this. You're gonna love this, I think. Okay, now a lot of times the copyright philosophy, the copyright law, what's behind it is the idea that if someone is a visionary and comes up with an idea, then they should have a period of time to expound and develop those ideas, free of influence or free of anyone grabbing and taking and pressuring. Copyright's supposed to ensure that process is ensured, or happens. And so what happens is, after that period passes, then it's open to everybody to develop it. It's a theory, it's sound, it's a good theory. So I actually had something preceding the Matrix story, the Immortal story, which was tech that came out, and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates fought over it. But that's where your scene comes with the headphones and scrolling blips and everything from the computer. It comes from Windows. Believe it or not. When I was at Millersville University, and I have the transcript from 1980, fall, you probably were born probably, fall 1980, I go to three professors from Silicon Valley, are adjunct or guest teachers at Millersville University. They have a computer class. I hated it. I hated the green scrolling DOS system. So that's why you have green scrolling blips in the Matrix, because I think they're garbage and crap. So I thought we're so far behind as a visionary. I was so frustrated with the DOS system and the green blips on your little stupid screen that I was like, this is retarded. We need to get to a better system. So my mind started clicking. So I go to my class where I didn't attend at all. Now you get a withdrawal failure if you haven't attended any classes. So I go in and I get the three professors there, and they go, "You're going to fail. You didn't take any classes." I said, "I know. I'm just stopping by to let you know." And then I said, "I have an idea. Now get this. Yeah, I had an idea, right? I had an idea." So I told him, I said, look, what if you had central learning stations, central learning areas that sent out information to everyone's home, and they get more time and, save resources that you would spend on a school, and you can learn from home, have more time with family and friends. And your screen would be like, you could do movies, you can do phone, you can color it, you can show your body fitting chair completely, where you can actually look up or float down, whatever you want to do in these modules, and learn these modules. And you can open Windows, I actually said it, Windows, to expound on any information you need for the central feed area. And then if you don't like that and you need more, you can open another window. Bill Gates didn't come up with Windows. Steve Jobs didn't come up with Windows. I did. And it translated into the Matrix story after that. It expounded, it grew, which is the way it's supposed to happen. So on my transcript from Millersville, you see withdrawal passing for a computer class I never took, because those three guys were so excited. They went right back to California, and that's how Steve Jobs and Bill Gates got Windows.
That area just had everybody. Did you have personal contact with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, get this. Michael Eisner says the worst payoff he ever did that he regrets was to Steve Jobs. Why did Michael Eisner later pay off Steve Jobs? Because Michael Eisner got my work directly from Pat Robertson's organization. We got submission letters and everything. They got my direct right to Disney. So when he got that, they got to placate Steve Jobs, because here comes the guy. They're taking the work who created actually Windows, came up with it, pitched it, it was accepted. Now with a screenplay they want. So we got to pay off Steve Jobs. They get the biggest payoff ever. While Steve Jobs and Bill Gates robbed from each other while they robbed from the original writer. This world's going to turn upside down. You find out real what was what and who got what.
Wow. And we got a lot of conversation on this, guys. Get a Patreon account with us. It's only $1 a month. First 7 days are free. You don't even have to pay anything if you just want to binge watch Tom's information. It's insane. But anyway, so the script goes on to the girl in the train station, which is just, I don't know how you are not a really rich guy. I mean, that is just the girl in the train. I mean, give me a break, Tom. How could they be more obviously stealing something from you? I mean, tell me.
And you know what they say in their fan site? They say that she's just a footnote. Fans say, what does the little girl mean? They just put one line. A little girl's just a footnote. Just a footnote. She is them to a satisfying ending, right, Brian? Satisfying ending comes from a little girl at the train station.
Tom, I had a problem when they went there. I said I was watching, I was so jazzed for the second movie, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, what are they doing exactly right now? I don't even know what are they trying to do? What were they trying to do, Tom?
Let's answer that. Let's answer it.
Yeah,
they are lifting the image. They're lifting the image. Remember the visual storyboard where the fight choreographer Paul Martin or whatever came forward and said that this was used on set. 20 foot. If you're within 20 feet, you're fired. First time.
The no script method, right?
And they improvise as they go along, and then they write it down if they shot it. Joel Silver on set saying
money is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, incredible. Remember the article where they say that Wachowski said everybody said to blow it up, and they said no, we're going to keep the same ending. Same ending of what? Why was there a debate if you have a full script? We established that. So the little girl. The reason they diminished the little girl is because the little girl represents this author's daughter who was taken from him, kidnapped from him, and reprogrammed against him, and even married into the law firm that was used against me. Yeah. So now she has the last name of the law firm that was used to throw my case.
You hear that, guys? A character in his script, in their script, is from his life.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make this shit up, guys. You know what? And like I said, that girl in the train station never made sense to me. I'm like, this looks just like completely tacked on, and I don't even know why. And I thought it was so they could, put some diversity in there. Actually, that's why I thought, because they use, Indian actors and stuff like that. That was actually my initial reaction. It didn't make sense to me also, really, at the very end, the architect. That I was like, this seems just thrown in. Fucking, it just doesn't even need to be there.
Go back to what they said. Go back to what they said, Brian. Go back to what they said in the article. Everybody on set said to blow it up. We decided to keep it the same. So they just mixed the characters around. The ending is the same. They kept the same ending. That means they're caught. But they mixed the characters around. Neo is supposed to watch the identical figures facing off, and his daughter comes up to him reunited, because the author wants to be reunited with his daughter, hugs him and points to the sun. Yeah,
The Matrix 2 and 3 just made more and more questions, and it got very confusing to the point where it's like it just became all visual and no story. So it was obvious too in the second movies they didn't know what to do or where to go.
No, not at all.
Yes, because they didn't expect to make it 2 and 3. They thought it would be Matrix 1, that's it, with a happy ending and end. They didn't think they'd have to do another one of Tom Althouse's works. In fact, the attorneys, remember, I think I told you, their attorneys on tape said they have no working drafts, nothing. The wrong tape back to us, right? So what really happened? The Wachowskis, when they were told they have to do a sequel because they need to make money off it, they tried second installment and failed. They couldn't do it.
Well, all I can say is they took the Matrix down to a very basic sub level, and then they kind of ran out of stuff and kind of threw a bunch of visuals in for the next two movies and basically crashed the whole freaking story. I mean, the best novel idea again they had was taking it to the battery level, but I think that was just something that was
They had to justify,
very basic and very
that's
kind of
that's
like
all the field of
dumbed
pods.
down.
You hit something so important. You hit something so important, Brian. They're lifting images they think are cool. They're making up as they go on set, right? And they came to the image of the field of pods, which is in our work, the field of pods. Now, our field of pods is the secondaries that were experimented on that fit the primaries, their total makeup and physiology, so they can experiment on these secondaries to bring back their primaries safely. That's the individuals being brought back from the field of pods, suffering and dying,
Oh,
and in the
wow.
tubes, fluids, is from that process. But the field of pods, that's why they hold up a battery. They have to make it up as they go along what it means. So they go battery. And that's why I said you could hook up cows and get much more power without worrying about free will. I guess the architect is stupid that he doesn't even figure that out. It's like, I keep trying to get these humans so I can get their free will so I can get the battery power off them. I need the battery power off them. It's not working. Do you want to try cows?
Right.
Shut up. I'm thinking Daddy's got the pants on. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no one even ever thought of that simple thing. Why didn't they just use cows?
Yeah, if you're worried
Wow.
about yeah. Not
That's
to knock
hilarious.
us down, but yeah.
Now, before we go off the Matrix, tell us about the direct imagery that was in the Animatrix.
Oh my God. Well, the animation, of course, was to use up the rest of the story. Joel Silver said it, didn't he? You just told me you gave something so huge. Joel Silver says to the news people, we hope we use up the rest of the story. Okay. So what do they shoot Animatrix the same time on set with 2 and 3? Exactly. Why? To use up the rest of the story. So all the visuals on the visual storyboard they didn't get to put in as they made up as they went along. You know, everybody's arguing how to blow it up and what to do with it because they couldn't figure it out and taking too long trying to argue. They throw in Animatrix. And one of those visuals was there's a part where the and it also was to get their work with Japanese directors. So the Japanese directors will like them. It's a narcissistic move. That's why they did this. They give this guy this. So down comes this guy from the sky, and he lands right before the earth, and his nose bleeds. Well, in the Immortal story, you have Neo falling from a pod at Washington Monument, where the Zion is. They call it the Point, Washington Monument. He goes down. It's a drop belt he's got on. And it's like, shit, damn. You know, it's going down. He hits just before the ground. He stops. Now they're doing it in different movies and different anime all the time. So now it is a thing. They keep rehashing. Isn't that something? So it's in the original screenplay. So he stuck it in Animatrix. Another one that I sent you pictures of, which I'm blown away by. I pitched at the same time when Bonaventura had me pitch. He said, and it ends up in Animatrix. The very last one they did, the very last one they put in Animatrix is this. Because Bonaventura says, okay, this is revolutionary. We're making it. Do you have anything else right off the top of your head that you have that you might want to consider? Yeah. I said the dream movie, right? The dream movie. And I said in the dream movie, the people are being experimented on, you know, and they use convicts. And this one guy actually has a heart. He's mistaken and put in prison. And so he experiments, and whatever happens in your dream happens to you. This sounds familiar now. This is back in like 1993. So it's like he learns to control his thoughts and to fly to escape. He learns to fly to escape. That meant that Wachowskis thought about Superman. That's why they had phone booths in the Matrix. One quick note, take back to this in a second, but just real quick, stupidity. The Smith agents, are they that dumb? If they're looking for the guys that are transversing back and forth, shouldn't they just look at the phone booths? I mean, the phone booths. Hello, And shouldn't they look for people that are in squeaky vinyl, squeaky vinyl, whenever else is dressed up with these black shades and black trench coats? Don't you stand out in the crowd and you just look at that guy going by? You know, I'm sitting here.
That is hilarious. And yes, it would be destroying every phone booth they saw.
Just bug the phone booths. You'll solve your problem. End of story. It's gonna be a fun time.
Well, we're sitting here naming one after the other these obscure things that actually had deep meaning, which they just tossed that aside and took the basic idea and just gave it like some fancy look.
Lift the visual, overblow it, simplify it. Go back to the train station scene. What happened to the train station scene in the original work? The liquid mirrors are the security devices that if you take the red pill, you can pass through. And what was the deal with the red pill? Smith offers the red pill, and that's it. That's all he offers. Neo enters because he doesn't have a choice. He's going to die if he doesn't enter the program with Smith offering the pill. They want him in the program. The architect wants him in. Smith doesn't understand why the architect wants him in. We find out later. The architect had plans for Neo later. He's going to use with the Neuralink processing, which one of the bad things about Neuralink. So only Smith offers the red pill. Neo gets in the program, he gets cut from the program, he goes to underground, and Morpheus offers the blue pill to allow him to enter the program again, not based on the blood of the children, but he has to allow him to enter the program, so he gives him a defected like blue pill with painful side effects. Doesn't it make more sense that Smith offers the red, bad, based on the blood of children, and then Morpheus later offers the blue to help him re-enter the program? A bootleg pill.
That does make logical sense. So
Yeah.
their color choice made no sense. It was just A or B.
No.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their mirror had absolutely no bearing on the story at all.
No, it's just like, let me-
served no purpose and never showed up again, ever again, which made it like, why? Why'd you even do it?
Exactly.
It's like
exactly.
the girl, like the movie could have survived without that. The movie could have survived without the girl in the train station. The movie
Yeah.
could have survived without the architect, or many, many, many things that they
See,
took
that's-
from you. And they just had, but they had nothing, literally nothing.
That's right. And what's interesting, we take what you just said, which is so profound. The Immortals could not survive without the little girl in it.
They could have
Matrix,
really
yeah.
got you good if they had good writers. And they could have
They
said,
didn't
"Now,
have writers. Yeah.
listen,
Yeah,
you
you know,
just
the-
came up with something good, but we have to change it, guys. We have
That's
to
why
change it, or we're gonna get fucking sued,
I
guys.
know. Could you imagine having to sit there and have the Wachowskis explain to us tech people what they're going to be doing? So we're going to do this, and we're going to have this. happen.
Oh, jeez. Don't
Pause
put that
for
in-
effect. Pause
Don't
for
put
effect.
that in our minds, Tom. Don't torture
Explains
us.
a lot about it. Sure explains a lot. People are like,
Yeah.
no, so that's what happened in the Matrix, and now I
Well,
get it.
that's their big fear.
I think people globally are saying, I'm going to take action now, because I'm seeing
Yeah.
moves made by everyone from musicians to farmers
Mm-hmm.
to just teenagers who just believe in something so big now, to where before, taking on, like, say, like a record company or a movie production company was shooting just BBs at a freight train,
Right.
and that's what you're doing. But your bullets are getting a little bigger now. To add a Matrix analogy, all these bullets are now coming and they're not hitting you anymore. You're
that's it, that's
figuring
it.
out
We're
a way
bulletproof
to
now.
go like
Yeah.
this and still get your message through.
That's
You
right. We're
know.
actually doing what they do in the film.
Exactly. So what you are doing is preserving your original idea. you
Right.
know,
Right.
and
Which was there for a reason.
and it's great. It's been great watching and just trying to understand the full scope of this thing. And
Well,
if
that's
you
what
viewers,
Yeah.
if you viewers would like to ask Tom anything, we're gonna go on. Please leave us a question in the comments below, because
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure Tom would be happy to address
Very much so,
anything.
much so.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a live show sometime where we just have them just come on and pepper away at questions. It's fine. We're ready. And one of the ways we handle all this massive information is we do it as you came up with your genius, Brian, too, with thematically, theme by theme by theme, distill it down, and we hit each component, all the components in a certain arena, and then go to the next arena. And keep in mind, too, that Hollywood says that the biggest story, they think the biggest story is the real life story. You're breaking it down for people. So you're making it possible. And that means a wider and wider range being received that can now digest it and get it. So that convoluted claim they make, other side, is now turned into endless stream of evidence that works against them, an endless stream of armament that will be used to bring them down. We're the Tony Starks now, and we've got it, and rightfully so. We're the ones that have the genius. So now we're a good group, and we can finish this up. It took us all together to do this. All right.
And
well,
it's been, it's been great, to be on the journey. I hope you viewers are on this journey. Me and Mark met this
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
He said he wrote The Matrix. And so we're like, hell yeah, we'd love to talk to anyone.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't just that. It's become something just beautiful
further.
and amazing. And Tom, keep coming back, and we're going
Yeah.
to keep unpacking this thing till we save the world.
excellent. That's
There
the
you
goal.
go.
That's the goal. All
Yeah.
right, guys.
Good to see you,
Awesome.
buddy.
I do take
Yeah.
Take care. Okay,
Take
we'll
care.
see you next week.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.